I'm not going to tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm not going to tell you to take cold showers. I'm not going to tell you to take raw liver. If you're lazy, good. This video is going to be perfect for you because in this video I'm going to break down the easiest tips for lazy people to increase their testosterone. Because I used to be extremely lazy, and I am extremely lazy still, and I have an addictive personality trait, so that I just need the quickest things. And this was great for me to get my testosterone from 270 to 870 nanograms per deciliter. So as a lazy person, coming from a lazy person myself, all of these things have worked. So if you want to do that in more detail, click the link in the description for a course on testosterone. But basically what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to give you a challenge to follow all of this for a week. And if you do follow it for a week, just email this email here and you get free access to the course in the previous slide. So it's $99 and you get completely free access if you complete this for a week. And email that just so I know that you've done it. So the first thing we need to know when we look at testosterone in general is that there's a pyramid of hierarchy. So this pyramid basically shows that number one is the biggest and most important thing you can do for increasing your testosterone. That's lifestyle and behaviors. Number two is diet. Number three is supplements. And number four is drugs. And in this video, we're just going to be focusing on 1, 2, and 3. And the biggest things that you can do for 1, 2, and 3, just to get that quick, like those quick boosts in your testosterone, hopefully long term as well, so that we can just get quickly get some good momentum and stop you having such low testosterone like you might have. So the first thing, addressing our lifestyle and behaviors, as it's the most important. We're going to do the most beneficial thing you can do, which I've described before, but it's abstinence. So that means you don't touch your cock for a week. And I know it might be daunting hearing that. You might be thinking, what the hell, I'm fucking wank every day, and how am I going to do this? Well, it's actually quite easy. So what you need to do to get to this point, to get to not touching it for a week and to get these benefits for a week, is open up a habit tracker on Notion. This is for your accountability, and then we're going to do something as well to change this habitual behavior, because currently what you do when you wank is habit. So you'll do it at the same time, on the same device, on the same place, in the same place. What we're going to do at the time, in the time gap that you do this, you need to put yourself somewhere else. So you might be putting yourself downstairs in the living room with your family, or might be putting yourself on a call with a friend, or just going out somewhere. But you need to put yourself somewhere else, location wise, so that you're not in your bed in that time where you typically do it. If it's right before you sleep, then just make sure you're doing something up until you sleep, so you get really, really tired, and then you can go straight to sleep. You just need to do this for a week. So you just need to replace yourself physically in the world, put yourself somewhere else, so you don't have to think about this. This is basically from Atomic Habits. What you need to do is make it difficult. So you need to make the action of doing this habitual activity, wanking, difficult. So you could put blockers on Pornhub, but there's ways to get around that. You will get around that. You will still probably jerk off. But there are ways that you can physically move your body. Make sure you put yourself outside of your room, distract yourself. So putting yourself with family will increase those good oxytocin hormones and decrease that behavior that you have, using it as a ritual to do that bad activity. So abstinence once a week is a huge boost. Andrew Huberman says, there's a podcast by Andrew Huberman, said that your testosterone can increase by up to 400%. 400%. I mean, that is ridiculous. 400% is a ridiculous number. That's more than 4 times. So up to 400% just by simply not doing one thing. So that's a huge benefit. This is huge. What you'll feel like is it will get you on the edge. So you'll feel like super alert, super kind of wired a lot of the time. But you will feel a noticeable increase in your testosterone. I can vouch for this. I can really vouch for this because I did this last year for a full month just to see what it would be like. And just do this for a week. By day 3 and day 4 will probably be the hardest for you. You'll feel like those massive urges, but when you ride that wave, it'll be piss easy. So use that habit tracker or Notion to keep you accountable, and use that trick of physically replacing yourself from outside of your bed to somewhere else. So this is your bed. Put yourself somewhere else physically in another room at that specific time as well, obviously. So the second thing that we can do is for our diet. So this is a very easy hack, very, very easy. We're going to buy some eggs during the day, and you're going to eat 6 of them. So I should have noted 6 eggs, 3 hours before bed. That's a specific window as well to do it 3 hours before bed to not fuck up your sleep. and we'll do this for a week as well. So all these actions are for a week. So currently we have abstain for a week, eat eggs 3 hours before bed for a week. What this does is eggs are very high in cholesterol, and cholesterol is the building block for testosterone. So the more eggs you eat, so in theory, the more eggs you eat, the more testosterone you have. Eggs are very cheap as well, so you can buy 6 eggs for probably under £1.5 if you get it at the right place. So this is very good, very easy, very low hanging fruit. So all these are very easy, low hanging fruit hacks for lazy people, really. So do this. This will give you a big boost. And eggs very good before bed because we actually produce testosterone during our sleep. So if we increase our cholesterol during our sleep, we will increase our testosterone during our sleep. And chances are, combining these two habits, you'll wake up. You might even get some wet dreams during this week. And if you haven't had this for a while, like since you were a teenager, then it might be quite. I mean, for me, it's annoying, but I feel like when it happens, it's actually a good sign in your testosterone. Because I used to have wet dreams until I was about probably like 15 or 16, and then stopped having them for years, basically, till I was 21. And now I'm 21 and I have them every few weeks. So that just shows you that that might not be a good sign on your testosterone if you don't have them enough. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, you have to wake up and clean yourself, but it's probably a good thing. Number 3, supplements. So an easy one we can do is ashwagandha. And if you manage to get pills for this, then it'll probably last for a month or more. So what you could do is use this and then use it after as well. This is the most expensive one on this list. So if you literally can't afford it, then just stick with the first 2, and this will be massive. So this will cost maximum £6 the whole week, £6 or $9 or whatever. So that's like cheap as hell. And this is a bit more expensive if you can go to this extent. What ashwagandha does actually is it lowers cortisol. So by lowering cortisol, we will increase testosterone because we have an inverse relationship. So when cortisol is really high, if this is cortisol, testosterone is low. And if cortisol is really low, then testosterone goes up. So one can't be high without the other. They work kind of like that. And this study here showed that high concentration of ashwagandha reduced stress and anxiety. Small side effect, it does make you slightly emotionally blunt, that I found, and then I stopped taking it and realized I was blunt anyway. So I don't know about that, but it might have an effect on you. So as I said, do this for 1 week and email me if you're successful, because you'll get free access to my community. So email me here, free access to a $99 course, and basically what you get in the course, if you get this and you do the free access and you get free access, this is what you get. Massive classroom section, years of my self-development information on testosterone and everything else, really. So you got all these massive hurdles. So I've meticulously thought about all the things that you might be facing to overcome all of these issues. So I was each one of these bad things, and now I've overcome each of those issues. So if we click on this one, for example, there's a detailed module on how you can train with a specific training plan here. So there's a detailed module on how I train to gain massive size and strength. There's a detailed module here, 40-minute long video running you through an ebook that you also get access to, on how to eat and how to track your calories and how to specifically map out how you're going to gain the weight and how to make sure you stay accountable. Like you can see, like the detail that I go into here. And then you've got a video on some quick hacks on the YouTube video that I did on how to avoid binging. And then you've got another big module here on how to optimize your testosterone, specifically through a combination of all the information that you receive here and just in more detail as well. So that's all for now. I hope you found that useful, and until next time.